Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Future Cappy here. The video you are about to watch is kind of a preview. There was a lot of things I got wrong in the video that I had to cut out, as well as just having issues with filming. I have a proper set now. This whole video is going to be redone with the proper information. And also, before we get started, I wanted to thank y'all for all the support on the last video and all the shorts I've been posting. I'd never thought for a second attempt at YouTube, because I tried before, that it would be somewhat or in any way successful. So thank you all so much for that. Without further ado, let's get started with the video. Enjoy. Today we have a Windows 98 PC, well, whole Windows 98 setup that I got for a total of $15 at an estate sale. It's kind of like a garage sale. I saw the keyboard and I saw this computer. The guy gave them to me for $10. Found those two discs. He gave those to me for $2, so $1 each. I got that big old CRT, which is actually a Dell Trinitron, the Sony Trinitron, with Dell's logo on it, for $5. I do have this mouse here. It is a PS2 mouse, but it is just a cheap mouse that I bought off Amazon for like $7. Inside, we have a AMD Athlon chip. I'm not sure exactly what it is. We'll take a better look once we get into the BIOS. I did apply fresh thermal paste to it. It is a K7 chip, because this motherboard is a K7 AMA, as you can see in there. Now, this PC did come with originally 256 megabytes of RAM, which is a whole lot of RAM. So I put into 512 megabyte sticks of DDR. Here we have our video card. I wouldn't even call that a graphics card, as we only have one VGA port, and 32 megabytes is gonna do for us anyways. We have our 120 gigabyte SATA SSD up to an IDE and Molex adapter, and then we have our floppy and CD drive and our PowerBest power supply. Now, this motherboard, we got lucky with the Windows XP computer, as I'll show you in here. There's 3 capacitors right above the CPU. Those 3 around that little coil, and one down here look a little different, and that's because the ones there originally had some orange crust coming out the top and were bulging. And I do not want to have a house fire, so I decided to learn how to solder and fix that myself. The hard drive that this came with was dying. It could only boot up to the Windows 98 boot up screen, but wouldn't go any further than that without giving me errors and telling me to restart, which I knew was hopeless. Now let's talk a little bit about the rest of the stuff that I got from this estate sale. Right here, we have a Dell Trinitron monitor. I will put the name of it up on the screen. Now, Trinitron, I know, is a Sony thing, a Sony hardware with a Dell logo on it. Right here we have a keyboard. It says Mitsuko. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know that company. It's nothing special. It's just a cheap membrane Windows 98 keyboard. Had some questionable stains on it, so I just wiped it down. And same with the computer. Unlike the Windows XP computer, though, it was not caked in dust. It was actually fairly clean, which made me happy. We have the next Tetris. Next up here, we have Microsoft Windows 98 2nd Edition updates. This does not actually contain Windows, but it contains updates for Windows 98, which I have a very legal copy of. And without further ado, I think we should get everything hooked up. Start installing Windows 98, which I have never done on real hardware. Let's get this thing powered on, shall we? Time to power on the PC. Oh shoot, let's try that again. Oh, our CRT's coming up. Alright, that's not looking too bad. Let's go and take a look at our setup. Alright. Now that we're in our setup, let's take a look at some things. Well, it looks like the CMOS I put in was no good. Right, advanced setup, power management, PCIe plug and play. I have heard about that. Still don't know too much about it, but we can load best optimal settings, or we can load the best performance settings. We have features here, CPU PNP setup, hardware monitor, so we can see our temperature. Fresh CMOS battery in there, and by fresh I mean the one that I took from the Windows XP computer. Screw it. we're just going to try to install Windows 98. We are going to do our manual CD. And we have our very legitimate copy of Windows 98, which we are going to throw in there. It actually retracted on its own. How about that? We have our Windows 98 install disk, the drive, thanks to our handy dandy paper clip. We're going to hit enter, searching CD-ROM, boot failure. Huh, didn't read it. Try that again. Didn't read it. Future Cappy again. So what had happened there is, turns out, not only did I have an OEM copy of Windows 98, which doesn't help anything, the DVD drive that was in the computer is dead. So I spent probably an hour, 2 hours to realize that the drive is just dead. So that's also why there's going to be another part to this where I have a working drive and can actually get Windows 98 installed. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe and put notifications on so you know when that video comes out.